I'm a guy who was addicted to heroin, who died in 2018, and was resurrected a completely different person.
Now, check this out. I have a pretty good story, and this is all true, and it can be verified. After my years of sales, when I started having kids, I didn't want to work on the weekends like my dad did. I wanted to be home with my kids. So I became an electronic security technician. And then around the year 2000, I got hurt. I got put onto painkillers. I was on painkillers for like 15 years, opiate painkillers, which dull your senses and ruin your body and ruin your teeth and everything else. And I wish I would have known all that before I started taking them. Long story short, I lost my insurance. I was terribly hooked on opiates. I had a job to go to every day. The only alternative of an opiate was heroin. And I got hooked on heroin, and I'm not even a guy that drinks alcohol. So I'm like the farthest guy you would ever find from being on heroin.
I mean, the bottom line is if when you're an addict, you need your drug. And so I turned to heroin, which was the only thing that was available cheap. And of course, that turned into a big, huge monster. When you put that needle in your arm, and once you push that plunger down, there's no turning back. It's about a 50-50, you can live or die.
I was on it 2 years. From the first week I was on it, I knew it was not something that I wanted to do, but I had a huge addiction to feed. You know, I had to do $40 worth of dope just to be able to go to work. And in 2018, I developed pneumonia and the flu.
I went to emergency, and they told me basically that I was really sick and I was going to be in there for a few weeks, and they could obviously see my needle tracks and stuff on my arms, and they asked me if I wanted to work on my addiction while I was in the hospital, and man, I jumped at the opportunity because I knew that it was now or never. It was either I was going to do it then or I probably wasn't going to do it, and I would die probably from a heroin overdose.
And needless to say, I started to get better. Well, 3 days into my hospital stay, my lungs quit working and I died.
The next thing you know, I wake up and it's 3 weeks later, and I wake up to this story about how the doctor happened to be walking by and he came in and I was cold blue. I was dead on the bed, and they didn't know if I was going to pull through. They were telling my family to be prepared. He may, not ever recover. And well, by some miracle, I mean, I got off that breathing machine and I lived to tell the tale. And I knew there was a better life for me. And I knew there was a better Judd in here. And I just had to find him.
I knew something was different about me, though, right away when I got out of the hospital. I felt like I'd been given a second chance at life. First of all, only about 7% of people that get hooked on heroin ever get out of that situation alive. So I'm lucky, number one, that way. But then number two, it's a lot harder to stay off of heroin than it is to get off of heroin. To get clean is easy. To stay clean is where everything has to change. And I've discovered a way to help make that happen in real time. And it's not going to take years and years to do it either.
When I got out of the hospital, I started doing a lot of reading and researching into the brain.
In the last few years, there has been brand new research in heart and brain health, and they have found if you tie your thought to an emotion, that's when you start to manifest things in real time. That's when you make your dreams come true. Now, whatever you're giving out to the universe is what you're going to get back. The problem is that most of us are giving out about a 50-50 mix of positive and negative out into the world. And that's why we get a mix of positive and negative back. And it's really that simple. Now, I received this information that I'm using from martial arts champion Greg Halpern. He's got a program called Formula 4 Protocol.
I'd heard of Greg Halpern already because of all of his accomplishments and things in life. And anyway, I just looked into it, and I was amazed by the first meditation. I thought it was so powerful. You can tell that they had to spend a fortune just to create this because I could feel a difference right away, and I realized that what Greg was saying was true. I followed all the basic old school mentors, but ever since then, I really avoided like the plague almost every type of like self-help program because most of them have all just been rehashes of that same stuff.
But when I got into the Formula 4, I realized they were onto something. We're always taking in energy, and we're putting energy back out into the universe. We're basically getting what we put out there. And I found with the Formula 4, what it's allowing me to do is to exude positiveness. I'm not going to say that I don't have problems during my day, you know, like everybody else, but what I do find is if I can't deal with the issues, I put my headphones in and it gets me right back in a good mood again. And like I said, I'm not very far, I'm not even done with the program, but I've seen enough of it to know that it really works. It's changing my life. If you know anybody that is suffering from opiate addiction, send them there, because that's really what is making it all come together for me.
No, I've never had a relapse one time from heroin. I've been clean since. None of it would be possible without the Formula 4, and I'm being very honest. You know, I was a mess. I mean, and if this can help me turn around, I mean, it can help literally anybody who will work it. I want other people to use it so they can experience what I'm experiencing also. The best part about it is I get to be the one living it. And I'm not even done completing all the steps of the program yet.
I wake up feeling ready to go with just a ball of energy. I truly do. I notice that I'm positive all the time. Even when crazy things happen and things beyond your control that may be negative happen, this gives you the ability to roll with the punches and to maybe find the silver lining in the negative experience. It just worked fantastic for me. I mean, I feel pretty doggone good, and I once again, I attribute that to the Formula 4. Once you get the information, you'll really see what it says is really spectacular, and when you see it explained to you, you're going to go, you know, why didn't I think of that? Because it's really pretty simple, even though you haven't thought of it yet, I guarantee it. Formula 4, as of late, has become a very, very big part of my life, and it can be a very big part of your recovery too, okay? There's no magic bullet that's going to stop you from doing heroin and where your life will just be back to normal and perfect tomorrow. There's no magic bullet, but there's a few things that you can do that are about as close to a magic bullet as you can get. Formula 4 is one of the best things I have to offer you as far as for changing your thinking, you know, where you're going to be positive all the time. And when you're giving off nothing but positive energy, man, nothing happens to you but positive stuff. I'm here to tell you I've been living it for a couple of years. I'm living proof. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and it can open up a lot of possibilities for you.
I'd like to thank anybody who's involved with Formula 4. I'd like to thank everyone. And I want to say I love you all, because you know what? I wouldn't be where I'm at in my mind without you. Because I've been looking for something, you know, like this, and this is fantastic. I hope that the people are listening to this realizes what I say is true. I've gotten clean, stayed clean, and I've been changing more into the person that I want to be, the best version of me. A journey of 1,000 leagues begin with one step, and I hope you use this time today as a catalyst to take that first step. This is Judd from Detroit Heroin Club. I love you. You have a great day. Peace.